Chelsea fans, we're into the final of the FA Cup. Callum McFarlane gets his first win as Chelsea interim head coach, but I need to make one thing crystal clear. It is still Blueco out, regardless of yesterday's performance and how well we played, and we're going to get onto that. It is still win, lose or draw, Blueco out. Let's not forget the positive message that's been sent around the last couple of weeks, the protests, even the signs yesterday outside Wembley Stadium, Blueco out, the banners, it's still Blueco out. But what a win yesterday. What a top performance. And we have to credit Callum McFarlane because to be even me, I'm one of those ones that was very sort of skeptical about giving it to him. Obviously, I still think there's other coaches out there, John Terry's and all these other coaches that we talk about. There are better options out there than Callum McFarlane. But we have to give him his credit because yesterday, and I'm going to use this word probably more than once in this video, but yesterday, the key word that I want to use is basics. Just basics. No overcomplicated tactics. Nothing too stressful, strenuous. Just basics. Allowing these players to play natural, free-flowing football. And we got to see the benefits of it yesterday against Leeds 1-0, which I thought was exactly what we needed to do. I'm going to get into why. Because let's start with the lineup. Now, the lineup was probably very self-explanatory. I think there was 2 question marks about who was going to start at centre-back. Was it going to be Chalobah? Was it going to be Wesley Fofana? Was it going to be Tosin? Were we going to see Joao Pedro in there? But we got to see Tosin with Chalobah in the 2 as a centre-backs. Malo Gusto occupied the right-back position. And I'm going to be very, very credit to Malo Gusto because him and Enzo Fernandez utilized their roles in that team very, very well yesterday. They did what they needed to do. Exactly what they needed to do. And I go back to that word basics. These are the things that Liam Rosignol should have been able to get out of these players. Sometimes no information is the best information to give these players. When you start overthinking, trying to analyze things and trying to give them too much information, you don't get to see the benefits of them. You just don't. So credit to Malo Gusto, credit to Enzo Fernandez. It was a 2 of Lavia, Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo in the midfield. The one person we do have to single out, unfortunately, is going to be Garnacho because, look, Garnacho, garbage, Nacho, whatever you want to call him, I think his time has got to come to an end very soon at Chelsea because I don't know how many times we're going to have to see Garnacho ahead of someone like Jesse Derry, who again was on the bench yesterday, not get an opportunity because you've got Garnacho in the team. I don't know why we're not using the youngsters that we have in this squad who probably deserve the opportunity. Jesse Derry's had a brilliant season for the under-21s at the Premier League 2. Shimweka as well. I said it again last week, but Garnacho was absolutely horrendous to watch again yesterday. Can't dribble, can't beat his man, can't even cut in with the ball. Basics. Can't take him on the outside. Can't deliver a ball into the box. These are basic things. And as that game went on, because Leeds, I was expecting a completely different Leeds team to come and get us. I thought Leeds were going to be the Leeds that, you know, we didn't win against early on in the season under Maresca, and then we let that goal, the slip, the 2, I think it was 2-2 in the end when Liam Rosignol went to play them at Stamford Bridge not too long ago. I thought that was going to be the Leeds we were going to see, this informed team. I spoke about it last week. But they just sat back, compact back 5, didn't really challenge us going forward. Calvert-Lewin wasn't really at the races yesterday. And we were happy. We were happy to maintain possession. We were happy to dictate the game, the play, the run of play. Pedro Neto moments, but Joao Pedro for me was the standout in that first half. Now he dipped off, I think, in the second half, but the first half, Joao Pedro, some of his movement off the ball, using the space, some of the touches, the passing, just everything. Joao Pedro was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to say this as well. I feel like that's what complemented Enzo Fernandez yesterday. Joao Pedro was so crucial for how Enzo Fernandez wanted to play in that team. It was almost like watching a Frank Lampard watching Enzo Fernandez yesterday. He was just so pivotal in that 10 role, in that attacking midfield role, utilized the space well, picking up he was almost pulling the back three of Justin, Biel, and Struck out of position all the time. He made it so difficult for them. And this is why I think, as much as a couple of weeks ago, I was saying, Enzo, if you want to go, you go. But this is why you try and build your team around some of your better players like Fernandez, Caicedo, who I thought again was brilliant. Picked up quite an early, I think his yellow card came quite early, didn't it, in the game, if I remember correctly. But he, yeah, I mean, look, it was a good performance. It was a good performance from Chelsea. And this is where you do have to credit the coaches that are on the bench yesterday, because that game, I reckon we either don't score, or we do score and we concede 2 goals, or we go out on penalties or extra time, as I predicted it. But I think Callum McFarlane, as I said, the coaching staff, they have to take some credit, because they've been sat with Liam Rosenior for the past 4 or 5 months. So they would have understood what probably needs to happen, the tweaks that need to happen, and credit to them. The coaching staff, they got it right. They got it all right. Now, did they get it right because it was Leeds United who didn't turn up? Because Nottingham Forest, a week today, is going to be a completely different game. Liverpool coming up after that. So those are the games that I think, let's put him to the test. Let's see what he does. But I have to say, look, even the goal from Fernandez was brilliant. The goal was brilliant from Fernandez. Brilliant header. He's a quality player. He's a quality. When you play Enzo Fernandez to his strengths, this is what you get. This is what you get from him. And he done well. Now, it was a game of yellow cards, because I think, if I remember correctly, there was 7 yellow cards. Caicedo, Cole Palmer for us. I mean, Cole Palmer, let's quickly talk about Cole Palmer, who came on for Alejandro Garnacho. We got to have a conversation about Cole Palmer. In fact, we're going to do that on the podcast later this week, so make sure you hit the notification bell. But we've got to talk about Cole Palmer, because week by week now, it seems to be that there's no improvement. It's declining. The performances aren't there. The ability's not there. He's getting muscled off the ball. He picked up a yellow card for punching a ball away yesterday. It's just stupid, petulant things. But beyond that, I reckon his World Cup's in doubt. I'll be honest. I think Cole Palmer isn't a guaranteed name on that World Cup plane in a couple of weeks' time. He's not going to be on the plane. If he continues in the form that he's in and not being able to play well, the ability, and if it is an injury that he has, Cole Palmer, go and get that sorted now. Because if he does go to the World Cup, that's going to be 3 seasons on the bounce that he hasn't had a break all summer. And then he's going to come back into the season, and it's going to be us as Chelsea fans that are going to have to deal with that, because that's probably when he will have his surgery, after the World Cup. I can't see him having surgery now, at this point where the World Cup is around the corner. The recovery time's going to be, 2, maybe 3 months out. He should have done that ages ago, because he hasn't benefited anything by playing through this injury, which he's clearly still got. And now we're gonna be the ones that are gonna be suffering for that if he does go to the World Cup and he doesn't take that break, get that time, get himself back into shape. If you remember a couple of years ago, I think Enzo Fernandez had a hernia issue, and he went and had surgery, and we lost him. I don't think he went to the Copa America that year. This is the same thing. And now you look at Enzo Fernandez picking up man of the match yesterday, performing well, orchestrating the midfield. He's done everything he needed to do to get himself back to the place, the shape, the ability that he needs to be the best that he can. Cole Palmer's got to do the same, because we're watching this Cole Palmer, giving himself 25 minutes yesterday. Didn't impact the game once. Didn't impact the game once. And this is Leeds. This is Leeds who, second half yesterday, came out and gave us a bit of a game, but we still needed that second goal. I was still never comfortable at 1-0. If we came up against a better team, a Man City in the final or Liverpool in a couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure you can't just relax on a 1-0. You have to go and grab another goal. And Cole Palmer just didn't give us that yesterday. And that's a bit of a concern for me as well, in terms of that. I did want to pick up on this because obviously it was a big scuffle in the game. And again, I have to go back. This is basic, because this is what you do as a head coach. You use every bit of skill, every bit of tact, every bit of experience that you've got, and you tell your goalkeeper to go down. You tell your goalkeeper to go down so you can get some tactics to the boys. That's what you do, because all the substitutions yesterday all made sense. But Callum McFarlane, again, using his brain, just the intelligence to tell your goalkeeper who can't be taken out of the game. There's no 30-second rule for the goalkeeper. So he can go down and get treatment. Take him down, sit him down for what, a minute or so. And then obviously you got Ampadu trying to ruffle the feathers. We don't need the goal at that point. We've scored our goal. Ampadu's trying to cause a bit of ruckus, but look, well handled by Callum McFarlane. I thought he'd done well. I thought the game was played out in the way that it needed to, didn't concede. Robert Sanchez pulled off some brilliant saves in that first half. And you can just tell by these players, even at full time, they are playing for this manager. They are playing for Callum McFarlane. They're playing for him. They are playing for him. Liam Rosinia was not getting that sort of praise, elation. He wasn't getting that from those players. And yesterday, I think I said last week, before Liam Rosinia was sacked, the day he got sacked, I said, would any of those Chelsea players, are they running through brick walls for him? Yesterday, they did that. They ran through brick walls for the gaffer, and they made sure that they didn't concede a goal. Robert Sanchez was being, it's like his confidence was just shoved back into him. He looks like the old Robert Sanchez under Maresca. He was just pulling off brilliant saves, long balls, picking out the right pass. He looked so confident in goal. So confident. And we have to, again, Tosin, again, looks confident in the defense. Chalobah looks confident in defense. We just looked a completely different side. And you have to wonder, did we pull the plug too late on a Liam Rosinia thing? And would our season be completely different if this happened 4 or 5 games ago? It seems like it happened too late. But all the subs made sense. Romeo Lavia came on for, Andre Santos came on for Lavia. Cole Palmer came on for Garnacho. And then late into the game, again, tactical sub, Liam Delap comes on for Joao Pedro, who I thought was an outstanding player for us yesterday. Credit to Enzo, got man of the match, deserved it. And also Callum McFarlane at the end of the game, speaking to Steven Gerrard and the TNT presenters, broke down tactically the basics again, why he went with the formation, the tactics that he went with. And it's all just the simplicity of it. Football is not a hard game. Football is not a hard game. You make it hard by overloading the mentality of it, the mental side of it. And sometimes if you're just not a good man manager, if you're an Arteta and you're very sort of eccentric and energetic on the touchline, that creeps into the players feed off that, and sometimes in a negative way. Now, if you're doing it in a way that Pep does it, and he doesn't do that much this season now, but Callum McFarlane just yesterday just calm, relaxed. When you're a relaxed head coach or a relaxed manager, the players are going to feed off that. None of this chaotic, mental, energy, like shouting, a million instructions at one player. That didn't happen yesterday. It was almost like the players were almost given a bit of freedom to just go and play their game. And it worked. Now, we've got City in the final in a couple of weeks. Do I think we can beat City? Look, I think with City, it all comes down to where the league position as well. And again, City have been there, done that, got the T-shirt, whatever. But I think we have to believe that we can win that trophy. There's no point getting through the semi-final in the way that we did, because we didn't play well, we didn't play amazing, but we did the job. There's no point doing all of that to get to the final in 2 or 3 weeks' time for us to just crumble and allow City to just wash us to the side. That just can't happen. So we have to believe that we can win the trophy. There's a lot of games to play in between them, 2 or 3 games to play before that final. But this should be a positive step in the right direction for the Premier League more so. For the Premier League more so. We should take the confidence from yesterday's game and put that into a top performance. First of all, with Forest next week. We've got a lot of time off. Callum McFarlane's got a long week now to deal with just getting again, I'm using that word again. I told you I would. The basics with these players again. Put the confidence back into them. Because that's all they need. We got to see that yesterday. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think we can win the FA Cup? Can we turn this season around? I'm going to end this video exactly how I started this video. Blue coat out, win, lose or draw. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back soon.